Hi, good evening everyone, hope you're well. Okay, so let's bring feet hip distance and let's just set ourselves up to start with tonight. So let's just loosen off the head and the neck, turning the head side to side. And just taking a couple of shoulder rolls. And that might help us then draw the shoulders back and down and draw the head back too. So then coming to the pelvis and rocking the pelvis forward and back. And then finding that middle place to find our neutral spines. We've got that slight curve there. Lengthening the legs, but not locking them out. Adjusting or finding equal weight in both feet. Okay, now we're actually going to come back to these pelvic tilts as part of the warming phase today. So you may want hands on your hips. So we're going to start rounding the back and then arching the back. So we're not coming through, we're just passing through neutral. And we're getting the lower back warm this way. Now as you tilt forward, you could squeeze the abdominals too to wake those up. Now try going side to side. If you keep your hands on your hips, just think about hitching one hip up and then the other one up. Okay, so then we're going to start circling the hips. It is Saturday night, so, you know, maybe you have a little bit of a dance on a Saturday night in your house. And then going the other way, just noticing if one side is a little bit tighter than the other or less smooth. And then if you can, see if you can do a figure of 8. So it goes one way and then the other way. This tends to show a bit more where you might be a bit stiff. And then you reverse your figure of 8. And again, you might find one direction a bit more sticky, less smooth than the other. So a bit warm around here. So then coming back to that neutral spine if you can, making sure you don't stay in flexion with the knees. So we're going to step one leg forward and one leg back, quite a big step. I'm going to bring the arms out and just start turning the body. If it feels too much with the arms out, you could cross them over. This position is quite good because it's hard to move the hips. So it really does warm up the torso. So let's do a couple more. And then remembering what legs at front, if you can. Just reaching up and letting your arms swing. Reaching up, letting them swing. Let's do one more. Okay, so now bringing the other leg forward. Arms opening and moving. So I'm not really focusing on breath, I just want the breath to flow. We're just getting the body warm and mobile. Bringing the feet back to hip distance, bringing hands to thighs now. And now exhaling and rounding the whole of the back. So before we were just concentrating on those pelvic tilts, now we're rounding all of the back and then we're arching all of the back. Again, you can draw the abdominals in as you round. Let's do two more. Come back, feet hip distance, reach up again, and this time as you swing the arms, bend the legs. So exhale, inhale. Still keep the chest quite lifted. Okay, so come to one end of your mat, because you might want to come with me, and in which case we'll need all of the mat. So first of all, we're going to do 2 roll downs here. So we're nice and warm in the spine. So let's roll down, legs can bend, and hopefully we're able to feel each part of the spine bending there. And then we're stacking back up. Reset posture at the top, and let's go again, rolling down. Now I'm going to progress this into a walkout in a moment, but I'm going to show you what you could do instead. So first of all, let's all roll down and then just roll halfway up. Bring hands to the thighs. Find your neutral spine here. So find that slight curve in the lower back. See if you can also roll the shoulders down and back. You're going to hold here for maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and then you're going to roll back up and set posture. So that's your option to stay with that, or you can come with me. So we roll down, and you can come up and hold that flat back, or you can walk your hands all the way out. We're not staying there. We're finding plank, and then we're walking our hands all the way back in, and we're rolling up. Now you can feel that quite a lot in your hamstrings if they're tight. So bend legs if you need to. So your other option is to roll down, roll halfway up, find a flat back, and then rolling up. So your timing might be different to ours. Let's all do a couple more. Still set posture at the top, rolling down. If you wanted to, when you got out here, you could drop to knees and take a press, or you could even do that off the knees and rolling up. So if you really like these, feel free to stop the recording and maybe do another 4 or 5 of them. I'm making this our last because if some people aren't choosing to do them with us, they probably had enough of rolling up and down by now. Okay, so we're coming down to the mat, so let's roll down to get there. And we're going to come onto our backs. Okay, so let's bring knees above hips. Let's find our neutral spine here. And we're going to start with the abdominals tonight, and I've got lots of variations and progressions for you. So we really now must tighten here and see if we can keep our shoulders quite relaxed. So we're starting to lower and lift. If you want to bring in some focus on breath now, you could exhale as you drop the leg, inhale as it comes back. But sometimes the breath is moving slower than the legs, so it's better just to keep the tension and keep the breath flowing. Now, you can keep with that, or you can progress with me. So let's not go as far if you're coming with me. You're going to leave the leg there, take the other leg to join it, and then bring them both back. So watch again. I'm going right leg, left leg, bringing them both back. Or you can stay with your single legs, left leg, right leg, bring them back. It's much harder because you've got both legs lowered, so you've got to really make sure you don't lose that neutral spine. And focusing on the breath now would help, so we could inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and rest. Just let the legs drop side to side. and have a little recovery from that. Okay, reset. Now, the shape of what the movement that the leg makes now is different. So just have a look. It scoops and it finishes at 45 degrees if you can. Or if that's too much, it scoops and it finishes higher and comes back in. Scoop, hold, return. So join in when you're ready. Notice I flex my foot at the end there. It just gives my leg a bit more tension. I can feel that a bit more in my abdominals then. So you've got to work out where you can take your leg to without losing your neutral spine. Okay, just take a break because that should have been building up, and I'm going to show you the progression, which is the same as the last one. We scoop, we hold, we leave it there, we scoop, we hold, and then we come back. Okay, so I'll show you with the legs up, scoop up, legs return. Join in whenever you're ready. Option to stay with the single leg, which would mean you would scoop it and then bring it back straight away. We leave it, we take the other one to meet it. Now, if you even want more, you can circle the legs out to come back. So you scoop, hold, circle, come back, or just come straight back. I might have to do that. Okay, I'm staying with this for a couple more. I'm finding it tough, but you've got enough options out there to take a break, join back in, modify it, bring it back a level. And rest. So let's have a stretch, arms and legs away. Okay, so we're coming up to a seated position now. You could be on your elbows if you don't want to be on your hands, or you could even be laying back down. And have both legs off. Keep quite a lot of length in the spine, don't round too much, and really tighten those abdominals. We're going to cross here, 4 crosses. Actually, we're going to do 8 crosses, and then we're going to hold. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, go again. On that hold, if you're finding it tough, you could just sit up for a moment. So we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit up for a bit of recovery, or stay. Last time. Okay, let's all sit up. Take a twist. I'm going to reduce that to 4 because I'm adding something on. So from now on, we'll only do 4 crosses. I'm giving you an option what we do in the 4s. So we've got 4 crosses. We hold, we reach. 4 crosses. We hold, we reach, other arm. Yeah. So remember, you've got that option to sit up instead. Can we do one more each side? Reach. Reach. And rest. Just straighten your legs out for a moment and come forward. Now, I'm dying to have a go at that with both arms off. So we're going to come back and do one more set. So remember your options. You can come forward, you can hold and not lift, or you can have a go at me. Yeah, this is probably the most excitement I'm going to get this evening. So let's have a go. So we've got 4 crosses, and then if you can, you let go. and you put them back down. But we've got to try and do that smoothly if we can, not jolty. So the only way to do that is before you let go, squeeze your abdominals so tight. Let's do one more. And rest. Come and lay down. Now I'm going to give you just a stretch here for your thighs. So come and lay on your side and take that leg back. Now you could grab trousers instead. You could even use a towel, or even just take the leg back so you get a stretch in the hip. Now the easiest thing to do is just to roll over so you can't see me, roll across to the other side and do that other leg there. It's just I felt it in my thighs just a little bit in the holds. So you might too. Okay, we're coming to lay down again. So let's lift the right leg, and this left leg can either be bent or it can come long, providing you can keep your neutral spine. This right leg is going to circle, so let's tighten the abdominals first. So we circle one way and then we circle back the other. Yep, circle and circle. Now can you take your hands to your hips? So the hip will move a little bit as the leg opens, but I don't want this other hip to roll off. So you can make the circles bigger if you want to. Let's do two more. Circle one way, circle the other, circle one way, so as big as you want to, circle the other. All right, and then let's change sides. Make sure the abdominals are tight. Now some of you will feel this a lot in the abdominals, others will feel it more just as a kind of hip mobilization. But we're going to do this in a harder way soon, so let's learn it here. It is a lot harder with this leg straight. I can feel the difference. A bit scared about hitting something else with my foot. Let's do two more. Last one. Okay, so store that in your head. You need room now for your arms to come all the way wide. So just coming and laying. Now, the aim here is to keep the arms on the ground for as long as you can. So that means elbows, forearms, everything. So you're going to slide your arms, and when they get to about here, you'll start to feel it in your shoulders. If your arms are lifting, I want you to stop now and come back. If you can keep most of the arm on the ground, my elbows have lifted but my hands are still down, you can keep going. Then you slide the arms back. So just do this in your own timing, don't wait for me. If you can, you could inhale as you lift and exhale as you lower. And I want you to feel that right into your shoulders, into your upper back. It's a great exercise this. Even though it doesn't look like much, really press those arms into the ground. And this is going to get us ready for some other work in a moment. So let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, so I'm going to take a bridge. I'm going to use the work we've just done on the arms there. So let's roll up, feet to hips distance and quite close to the bottom. And we're going to take one arm over the head and bring it back, and then the other. And while you're there, I want you to focus on the hips being level. So we're obviously getting work into the bottom now, but the shoulders getting just some nice mobilization whilst we're there. Let's do one more each side. and then roll back down. Now when you get to the ground, bring your knees in and stay there for a moment, have your recovery. So your option now is to come up and we do our leg circles in bridge. Now if that's too much, I want you to repeat this one again, okay? So you've got two options. So let's roll up, let's squeeze bottom, squeeze belly, lift one leg or go into the arms. Now we're only going to do 4. Put your fingers on your hips if you can and monitor that those hips stay still. So much harder if you keep those hips still. 2 more. Oh, I did a lot of work on my glutes actually yesterday, so they're a bit sore. Okay, let's all roll back down wherever we are and bring knees in. And then roll back up. Again, set yourself up and let's go for the other leg or do the arms as before. Try not to let this hip drop of the leg that you're moving. Last time. And rest. Okay, I want you now here to cross your left thigh over your right thigh and then see if you can hold knees or thighs and draw the legs in. Excuse me, that should give you a nice stretch in your bottom. Where we've just been working. And then change. Time's going real quick tonight. Okay, so come and lay on your front. Bring your arms wide. Now, any shoulder issues that don't like being here, just have the arms bent. We're going to keep the feet on the ground, lift the chest as high as you can, tighten the belly, and come into seesaws. We're not holding them though, so we're rotating from side to side. You can look down or you can follow the hand. Keep checking there's a gap between your shoulder and your ear. And the shoulders should feel really ready for this because of the mobilizations we did just now. It's getting tough. And rest. Bring your head on your hands. Come to your legs now. So legs lift up, out, in, and down. Some of you might need to double up your mat for your pelvic floor. Sorry, your pelvic bone. Lift up, out, in, down. Now you can stay with this or you can stay off and just open and close. Open and close, yeah? Coming back into those bottom cheeks again. Keep the abdominals drawn in. Couple more. And rest. Okay, so we're going to do both of those again. So you can either stay here and rest with me, or you can push back to child's pose, shell stretch, and have a moment. I have progressions on both as well, if you want them. So to make this one harder, you rotate each arm so your thumb is up. You've got a second progression to have your legs bent, the inside of your feet together, and if you can, your knees off. So then we lift the chest and we come back. Now try and keep the rotation in the upper body rather than the hips. Try to squeeze your bottom to keep your hips still. Keep the work in the upper back. Couple more. And rest. Come back to these legs again. So they lift up, out, in and down, or they stay up and they open and close. And I've got a third progression if you want it. Lift your arms too, and they just stay off. And then, if you want to, you could speed your legs up a little bit. Four more if you can. And rest. Come up to all fours. Round out your back. Push back. Take one arm through here so you get a nice stretch across the other back, upper back. We're finished now. I'm just going to give you a decent stretch after that. And change sides. Let's come and sit. Bring your right leg over, hug that knee into you and turn to your right. And change sides. We did quite a thorough warming phase tonight, but what that sometimes allows you to do is then get more out of the exercises, and I certainly felt that tonight. So I hope it worked for you. Let's bring legs wide and just come forward, stretch those inner thighs. Okay, so have a good weekend, and I'll catch up with you soon.